92.1 WSEN Brandy, you're a fine girl. That is Looking Glass, just about 8:50 with Gary Dunes on this Thursday morning. We're at 31 currently. Have a special guest joining us in the studio this morning, Tim Scanlon, who is the owner of a Syracuse-based film production company, Scanman Productions. Tim, thanks for taking some time and joining us here this morning. We really appreciate it. A big production coming up tomorrow night here, huh?
Yes, Palace Theater is showing my film, The Challenge.
Okay, give us a little, a brief synopsis on the film, Tim.
Well, I play a character, his name is Patrick Riley. He's a street fighter and former Golden Gloves champion. He's approached by a boxing trainer. He asks him to come back to the gym and train for a pro boxing circuit. Once at the gym, he runs into Ray Rinaldi's grandson, Damian, and he's a pro boxer in real life. They clash as Riley sees his manager prompting a situation between the two fighters.
Okay, how long did it take you to actually produce the film?
I started training for the part in early July, and it took me about 6 weeks before I was really ready.
So you actually had to go to the gym and get in boxing form and everything, huh?
Yes.
Did you run the miles and all that stuff? Ray Rinaldi have you doing all that stuff?
I wasn't doing the running the miles or anything. He showed me the basics on how to throw jabs.
What inspired you to produce the film?
How it came about was he introduced me to Ray Rinaldi and said, you know, there's a location over there with a gym. And I said, let's go take a look at it. And we ran the idea by Ray Rinaldi if we could shoot something in there. And probably within a day or two, I came up with the idea, wrote it down within about 4 hours. And then I gave Ray the script the next day, and he read it, and he said, yeah, you can do it here. You can shoot it here.
Great. Kind of like Tony Danza, only the opposite. Tony was a fighter, and we all know he went on to fame in Taxi, the sitcom Taxi and stuff. But you're just the opposite, huh? You become a boxer from looking at cars.
Yeah, really.
Where are you originally from, Tim?
Born and raised here in Syracuse, up in North Syracuse, up until 7, and then parents moved out to Casanova.
Okay, and then you had some experiences in Hollywood. Tell us about that.
Well, you want the good ones or the bad ones?
Well, the weekend is almost here. We want to end on a positive note, I guess. So let's talk about the good ones.
All right. Well, I guess you can say through some associations of working at Bally's Holiday Spa, some people there that I became friends with, and probably within 3 years of me landing in Hollywood, I was asked to be a stunt guy in this action film called L.A. Wars. The main character was Vince Murdaco. He was the lead in the film. I was asked to get in a car, a Trans Am, speed around the corner behind a limo, drag the leading lady out of the car, get into a fight with Vince Murdaco, and then I get shot and killed. And I did it for no money because I wanted the experience.
Sure. Now, how long were you out in Hollywood?
8 years.
8 years you stayed there, huh?
Yeah.
Now, is it what they say? Was it the connections? You really did have to establish yourself. It's all you made the right connections through friends, you said, and that's how it came about, huh?
That's how it came about. If I did not have that connection, I would not have been able to be in that movie and then lend into Don Wilson movies after that.
Right.
Which I ended up getting to be seen on HBO and TNT later on, and it was great.
Great exposure. Tell us a little bit about what's happening tomorrow, the festivities, because tomorrow is the big premiere. It's going to be at the Palace Theater, The Challenge, and tell us about the times, and if folks want any more information on it, can they call the Palace Theater or just be there at a specific time? I know you have a comedian that's going to be opening up the show. Tell us a little bit about that. And also, it's for a charity, too. Portions of the proceeds will benefit a charity. Tell us all about that.
Well, the charity, it's a fundraiser. The actual event is a fundraiser for Syracuse Golden Gloves Athletic and Education Centers, run by Ray Rinaldi. He stars in the film, too. It starts off with a stand-up comedian from Australia, and his name is Jim Delakis. I've known him for 10 years. He's probably the funniest man I've ever met, and next to my brother. And he's the greatest impressionist you'll ever experience. Kristin Hoffmann, formerly of Interscope Records, is going to be there. She's just an incredible musician. And then it'll be followed by the film.
Okay, and it all starts at 8 p.m.?
Starts at 8 p.m., yes.
Okay, and that's at the Palace Theater for folks that aren't familiar with that. It's on James Street, a beautiful theater. I guess it's been refurbished and stuff. It's one of the great theaters, and I'm glad they had a chance to save here in central New York, and just a a great place to see it. And once again, we want to mention that tomorrow night is the film. It kicks off at 8 p.m. It's at the Palace Theater. And sounds good, Tim. I'm looking forward to checking it out tomorrow night. Tim Scanlon, owner of Syracuse-based film productions, Scanman Productions. The movie is The Challenge, and it's got its premiere tomorrow night at the Palace Theater, and it sounds like it's going to be a great time, 8 p.m. Tim, thanks for taking some time to join us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
8:56, Gary Dunes in the Morning Crew at 92.1 WSEN.